Hi, and welcome to something new, which I gotta say, it's been on my wish list for quite some time. I'm fairly sure it's actually changed name in that time as well. I'm sure the name was originally some kind of, I can't remember what the name was, but it looked like it was just a general VR assault course thing, and now it seems to have turned into something called Ventures Gauntlet. I don't remember that being the name, but anyway, we'll see how it goes. But it's been on my wish list for ages, and it's actually finally released in the last week, and so far, I gotta. It's gonna sound really cruel, but I'm hating it, just because it probably is the most frustrating VR game I've ever tried loading. So usually, if I'm going to record something, I'll fire it up, get a game working in my headset, I'll put the headset off for a moment, Alt-Tab over to OBS, kick off the recording, make any tweaks that need to be made, Alt-Tab back to the game, and off we go. This game, it loaded up and it put me in some kind of calibration screen. I was like, okay, cool, this is a good point for me to actually kick off the recording. I took my headset off, flipped over to OBS, set the recording up, flipped back, and I was already in some kind of test course or something like that. I'm not even sure what it was. How I got there, I got no idea. It seemed to have decided to have done that in the time I was taking off the headset, putting it on again. But also, having done, see, I'm just moving for no good reason whatsoever as well, which is confusing. But also, none of the controls worked. Nothing I did. Like I was looking at the start of some thing that I was supposed to run along, and it was like, use your arms to turn, but like I was moving my arms and didn't do anything, and I couldn't move, and the sticks weren't doing anything, and like I believe you're supposed to wave your arms around and run in this or whatever, but that wasn't working, so I had to kill the game, start it up again, try it again, and this time it dropped me in here, and it's a mess. It seems if you absolutely dare to switch away from the window, it just stops taking any inputs, even if you've gone back to the window, which is super annoying. So yeah, it's not won me over from the start. Also, music in the menu that's kind of loud, but probably not too bad. So right, I'm going to go back and see if I can recalibrate, because I missed the calibration. Okay, this is where I started.
So we can tailor the course to your specifications.
Okay, cool, let's go. Begin. Extend your arms and hold the trigger buttons. Cool. Squat and hold the trigger buttons. Okay, so this is going to be one of those problems with a game like this, and I don't blame the game, because I suspect it's kind of the idea, but squatting for me isn't great because of mobility issues. Like, that's really not great, but I'll try it. Okay.
Mr. Venture will greet you shortly. For now, please proceed through to the tutorial course, or use the button to skip ahead.
Oh, great. So all the text is blurred. So it's trying to tell me something, but... and I can't point at stuff, so I think the blurred stuff is just because, right? So I can... oh, snap turn. Oh my god, really? Right, okay, so doing that is moving me, but so if I turn around, why is the text blurred? Why would you make the text blurred? That's such a weird thing to do. I can't read it. Why would you make the text blurred? Okay, so it is waving your arms to move. Am I following you, am I? Okay, change direction by pointing your arms. Okay. That makes sense, I guess. Press A to slow down time. While pressing the left trackpad for Windows mixed with... oh, press A. Okay. Oh, but then you can't run fast. Okay, that kind of worked though. Climb with the grip buttons. That makes sense. Oops. I swear I've seen this texture in Second Life. Okay.
The contestant's capability to climb ladders is sufficient.
What am I doing here? I don't understand. Oh, am I supposed to crouch? Whoa. Stop. Why is there a button there? Okay.
The contestant's capability to push buttons is sufficient.
Okay, that's super annoying because it's like saying something and it isn't always really obvious what it's saying. And a speech bubble appears, but like it goes away way faster than you can read. Oh, shit. I can't reach that far. And it's making me go forwards. It's actually a bit too high. No, that's actually out of reach. There we go. That's weird given I went through the calibration.
The contestant's capability to cling to a moving zipline over a deadly drop is sufficient. The contestant has matched all necessary criteria. Please proceed to the elevator to begin the gauntlet. You may also wish to practice further in the training area. Also,
it isn't actually showing the full text, so it's kind of weird that it would have the text but not tell you everything. I really could do with getting rid of this snap turn. That's so annoying. Okay, is that the menu over there? I hate snap turn. Please tell me you can turn snap turn off. Okay, settings. Language English, master volume, SFX volume, music volume. Let's have the music right down. Climbing two-handed, foliage density, ghost, race, foot tracking is off. Is that it? It's just for snap turning. Climb with a grip, slow move, crouch into low obstacles, so there's nothing. We saw over the top, there's nothing for that. Run by swing, right. Press B for pause. Aha. Why would you, what's with, so if you press the B menu, the menu okay, so if you press B, the menu is tied in some weird way to your left hand. That makes zero sense. What the hell? That makes no sense. Oh, and now I can't select anything anymore. Oh, okay. So if I press B, now I can select stuff, but if I press B again, I can't select things anymore. What? Ah, so this is kind of where I ended up. That caused me to have to restart the game a few times, because like I'm in this situation now where I can't select stuff. I've got a menu in front of me, but there's no pointer, and if I move my hands at all, it makes me run. But if I do that, okay, so you're supposed to press B, so that's the pause menu, but I'm literally stood in front of the main menu. Oh, now it's come back. This makes no sense, this is so confusing. Okay, let's put my name in. I have a name. Oh, can do a profile picture. Select my profile picture. Oh, okay. I'm sure there's a good reason for that. Okay, should we try a stage select then? Try 8, no. Okay, it won't let me go home. So if I go back, now I can click on stage select. Can someone explain that to me? Hang on. So I had that selected, right? I was over there, I did something there. Now I can... Okay. Let's give this a go. I actually really wanted to like this, but so far all it's doing is doing really slightly annoying things. Whoa! Why would you do that?
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you. Welcome, contestant. I am Adam Venture, CEO of Obstacorp. You have been selected by what the boffins are telling me is a very complex and accurate algorithm from a computer, making you a potential candidate to inherit my vast fortune. Now, I can't say that I see it in you myself quite yet, but the boffins are very good at these sort of things. Anyway, to prove yourself worthy, you must survive a series of deadly trials known as Venture's Gauntlet. I came up with that, by the way. Pretty cool. Right then, stage 1, chop chop. Let's go.
Okay. Okay. And we only get snap turn. Oh, why would you only snap turn? I mean, obviously I can, you know, turn around like this, like physically. The problem is, you know, I'm playing PCVR, which means I'm wired in. I could...
Don't worry, contest. Boffins, activate the immobilizer. In a rush, are we?
What? Yeah. What is going on? I've got no idea what's going on. Now what? Like, yeah, I could play wirelessly, but that actually adds extra complications and things
Don't worry,
like that.
contestant. These lasers are purely for show. They're perfectly harmless. Wait, hang on, wait. The boffins are telling me the lasers are in fact extremely deadly.
Okay.
Do not touch them.
I'll just do this.
Play with them.
Right.
Boffins, activate the immobilizer. No immobilizer. Come back here.
Okay. This wouldn't be half bad. Pull the plug. This wouldn't be half bad if the turning was okay. But yeah, snap turning's so rubbish. I hate snap turning. It makes it a lot less immersive. Where am I supposed to be going? Okay. And also it just makes for a shitty recording, I find, as well. So am I supposed to be pressing these buttons? Is that kind of the point? Is there a reason for that? Why do I need to press that button? I mean, it says I'm supposed to press the button. Yeah, it's like giving me the impression that I'm supposed to press the button, but it doesn't actually give me an in-game reason as to why I'd want to press the button. So one of the things I was a little bit hopeful for with this game is that it would be a bit like The Climb. Okay, I press the button, but these lasers are still here. Okay. Just go between them, right? Going up there. And just step back in my play space. Hang on, I need to turn around. There we go. So I bought this, it's only just released. I bought it on sale, so it was like £7 something. I wish it would decide when I'm stopping. And I will say, I feel like I don't feel ripped off by it. I'm not so annoyed by this that I'm likely to refund, because I'm going to be hopeful that maybe some of the annoyances about this will be fixed. Whoa. Okay. Not sure what happened there, because I'm sure I was gripping. And actually, quite frankly, I've only ever done it once, just because a game was so massively bad, like rip-off levels of rip-off levels of bad, that I recorded a video, hated the game a lot, refunded it, and actually published the video. Ordinarily, like, it would be unfair of me to buy a game, record a video, publish it, even though I don't get any benefits from doing that. But you know, it just feels like it would be wrong to generate content with something that I then refund. That would just be a shitty thing to do. But I feel like the movement needs some work. It's a little bit too sensitive. Like, I was trying to just shuffle forward. It seems you can use the forward stick to shuffle forward a little bit, but it's just a bit too sensitive. I don't know, it's hard to, it's hard to describe, but some VR games, you feel like everything you're doing in the world is literally just an extension of you. Just need to turn around. And this game, it's not like that. The movement is there. I just got no... You've got to be really careful about how you move your hands. Like, as I reach my hand up to grab this, it wanted to move me forward some more, which is like super annoying and not what I wanted at all. Right, where are we going? That way. The snap turning, as I say, is breaking the immersion for me, and because I can't easily physically turn, yeah, it just kind of spoils things. This is a nice idea in terms of the point and purpose of the game.
You're storming through this course like a gazelle. Like a noble gazelle.
Okay. Despite the fact that I failed a bunch of times. What was I saying? Yeah, I really like the idea of the game. I like what it's trying to do, but I feel it could be doing it in a... Why do I want to slow down time?
Please stop hiding.
Oh.
Engaging target.
Oh, that's new.
Why are you hiding?
Okay. So yeah, what was I saying? I feel like I've got a little bit confused about a couple of things, because the voice threw me off. That's not a complaint against the game, by the way.
Target has escaped. Target is safe for now.
So it seems like there's
Please stand still.
laser things. That was unexpected.
Target is evading detection. Firing main cannon.
Keep it wheel. Ah, you see there's a good example of, I was trying to stop at just the right point. So I'm going to stay up there? Yeah. Why would I want to go that way as opposed to going up there?
Why are you hiding?
Why are you hiding? Target has left the firing zone.
It's kind of fun, but the snap turning is spoiling it for me. Massively spoiling it for me.
Target beyond effective range.
And then trying to actually get to things like this. Where you don't have the fine control. Well, you do have fine control as long as you use the stick. Okay, is this a case if I can go any way I want? Okay, just don't touch the lasers. The other thing that's not clear is, do I actually have a body that I need to worry about? Like, are my legs dangling? The locomotion system. The locomotion system is fine. The actual idea of you wave your hands, you know, you kind of run to propel yourself is good. I like that. That's a nice idea. It is kind of, you know, Beat Saber levels of a workout. And I did notice that they made a point of having the calorie burn thing on the menu, I noticed. Which does raise questions about how exactly they calculate that, because that's going to depend on quite a few different things. Okay, I'm stuck. There we go. So I like that as an idea. Although I would have thought you'd kind of need to calibrate it with your various physical attributes that can affect those calculations. You know, weight and all that kind of stuff. So I'm curious about what the idea there is, because I certainly didn't see anything that would let you... Oh, where am I going? I can't see. This is another problem I'm going to have with this game. I think I need to go over the top. And again, I wouldn't suggest there's a problem with the game, but I have some mobility issues with my neck muscles, so looking up is tricky. Okay, going over there. So this bit I'm liking. This is kind of like, this feels like playing the climb, and I like that. What does that do? I don't actually know what that does. I didn't pay. Oh, it's closed that laser down, I think. So yeah, going back to the refunding thing and everything, there's definitely enough aspects of this game that I'm finding disappointing. I am finding, the actual stability of the user interface as I was starting the game up, incredibly off-putting. I was actually quite close to just going, sod it. I'm not even going to bother trying to record this. I'm just going to refund it because it's because it's just really buggy. So that was a problem, but having got over that and found a way around that, I'm kind of liking it. For the money that I paid for it, the £7, on sale, it's actually a fun little VR experience. I'm liking that. I'm not sure I would pay full price for it, if I'm honest. It feels kind of early access, like, well, I can't reach those. They're way out of reach. It feels sort of early access, like it's not been massively play tested. I mean, maybe there it has been, but it doesn't feel like it's been really tried out. I mean, because there's just so many obvious bits of feedback that I feel makes sense. You would have thought that anyone playtesting it would have raised these issues. So I find that kind of curious. Right, and just climbing for the sake of it because I'm not sure where I'm going because I can't look up. I don't know where I'm going now. I can't see. Oh, right, I see. That's weird. Could have sworn I didn't see that rope there. Alright, I need to get so caught up in my cables. Again, this is a real problem with the snap turn, is making me use physical turning, which doesn't work out well.
The Boffins have been working tirelessly for months to build a brand new state-of-the-art technology for crossing small valleys in comfort and style. Unfortunately, they went way over budget, and we had to lay off the entire department. We had to put in this rickety contraption instead. Welcome to Venture's Gondola.
Does it work? Feels like it works even if I just do the one. Didn't feel like it was going any faster. I also feel what it's missing is some kind of indication of how far through you are. Ah, shit. It's not clear that I actually have a body to worry about, really. Right, this is where I'm going to have to crouch down myself. I feel it needs a crouch button. So that was the problem. I just went to actually adjust my headset, and it moved me forward. Pull the plug. What does that mean? Oh, I see. Ah, there. The movement is so sensitive. It's really hard to stop yourself. It's a great idea. It's a great idea. I feel it needs refinement. Definitely needs refinement. I'm liking the climbing aspect of it, though. Definitely liking the climbing aspect of it. I need to. So I play in a fairly confined space. Probably not quite 2 meters by 2 meters, I think. And so far, look there, it's just running. All I'm trying to do is climb, and it's running. So far, I found that it's actually fairly. Oh crap! It's there. I'm just trying to turn, and it's thinking I'm running. That part of it is way too sensitive. Way too sensitive. Right, presumably I've got to go across there now. Looks like I've been turning those lasers off. Ah, no. Oh, don't make me go. Oh. See, that's a bit shit. That's a bit shit. Especially for a first level. Making you go back all the way, making you go all the way back here. I've had this conversation with a couple of people, especially the developer of Downhill VR, for example, or one of the developers of Downhill VR, I should say, Kenny. And it's that thing of designing a level such that the cost of failure isn't too high. So with something like this, oh, that was my TV. Okay, need to be careful. I'm waving my arms about. With something like this, that failing right at the end, having put quite a bit of investment into getting through this bit, is just frustrating. It's not fun. And it can quickly turn a game like this into a chore. Having very obvious, very specific, and very achievable save points if you fail makes it more fun, it makes you more adventurous. And by all means, as you go through the game, make the cost of failure higher over time. That's fine. But like, this is a first level. And so having me get quite close to the end, again there, having me get quite close to the end, then making me go through all the other bits again, like this, is just, makes for a not fun experience. It starts to turn the game into a chore. So if I was the kind of person who did scores out of 10 for games, and I'm not, this would definitely be one of the reasons why I'd score this down. Just because the level design, at least this early on, is not new player friendly. And it's got a cost of failure problem. I feel like the balance isn't right at this point, at least. Especially given as well that, like, why is that not colliding? That makes no sense. There should be collision there. I feel like it would make the gripping a lot easier. It makes no sense that there's no collision of your hands with the environment. I feel like that's one of the things that's actually making this gripping part harder. I like this sort of more open world.
See up there in the distance?
Runny
That's
part.
called Castle. Fine then. I'll talk to the boffins instead. They
How
always
long
listen to me.
is this going to take?
Boffins.
See there, I can't grip on there. It's too high. It's not letting me do that, and it actually walked me forward too much. I feel like these are so badly calibrated. There we go. The world looks kind of cool, I'll give it that. Again, it's one of those games that sort of makes me want a VR Death Stranding kind of thing. I want to just go for a walk about. Yay, finally the finish.
finish eventually, so well done, I suppose.
That leaderboard makes no sense. That leaderboard makes 0 sense. It took me, what, 20 something minutes? I didn't actually see. So, stats, 105 calories burned. I'd love to know how you actually figure that out. But like all that, but it won't give me the time. Actually won't give me the time. And then here, I'm apparently gold and did it in 5 minutes, but I really didn't do it in 5 minutes. Also, I'm clicking on them and that's doing nothing. I don't want to go to stage 2. How do I not go to stage 2? It won't let me go away. I'm pressing B to pull up the menu and it's not happening. I can run back this way. I don't want to continue. I want to go back to the main menu. There's so much about the user interface of this thing that is that. Oh, of course. It's B. I was pressing the wrong hand. I was pressing Y. Because of course I remembered that the menu ends up like, you press on this hand, but the menu turns up attached to this hand, which is weird. So weird. I want to go home. Let me go home. No, it won't let me go home. I want to go to the hub. So I have to choose the hub as a thing to begin. What? That makes no sense. So it says best time. Whose best time? My best time? Stage 1, is that the one I just did? That's not clear to me either. Okay, so it is 1 minute 67 seconds, or is that 1 second, 1.67 seconds? That makes no sense. That's terrible UI. I'm so confused. Did I just do stage 1? Is that what I did? Lakeside Lark. So apparently I did Lakeside Lark in, take your pick, 20 odd minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute 67 seconds. That doesn't make any sense because, like, yeah, I don't have 67 seconds in a minute. So that's got to be 1.67 seconds. So apparently my best time on that is 1.67 seconds. I don't get it. I don't get it. So this is the UI update. Oh. Fresh new look for all the menus, updated calibration experience, condensed stages. And so, like, the UI update has been things like blurred text that you can't read and empty things. Eek. I don't know how I feel about this game. I really don't. Like, stuff popping in as well, I just noticed. It's a great idea. It's a lovely idea. It's, I don't know, I remember seeing this, actually, was it Croy first mentioned it? Croy VR, I can't remember. But I remember seeing it and favoriting it, or wishlisting it, I should say, like quite a long time ago. It feels like a couple of years. Whee! Okay, so we can jump. Missed. So yeah, I've kind of had it on my wish list for quite a while. What's in here? Nothing, apparently. And I added it to the wish list because I really, 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 really liked the idea of an obstacle course, a VR obstacle course. And it certainly seems to be delivering on that. What's that all about? Do I care? It certainly seems to be delivering on that, just in so much as, yeah, obstacle courses and things like that. But I feel it needs some real work on the user interface side of things. Like, it's super weird to me that there's no collision with my hands and the world. I feel like it would help with the precision of gripping things and stuff like that. As I say, there's also all the other little annoying things like being able to stop with some precision. That doesn't seem to be there. And then you got the weird things like, you know, what's up with the text that can't be read? Especially in a tutorial, text that is blurred to the point of being unreadable in a tutorial is a curious choice. It has to be said. Also, why is it that these zip lines were practically inaccessible on that first course, and yet here they're like the perfect height? That's like perfect height. Also, it starts the zip line the moment you grab with one hand. I feel like it should wait until you grab both hands. Yeah, there's a lot of curious design choices in this. We missed. No, don't walk forward. Stop doing that just because, like, I'm trying to put my hand back down. Wee, grab that. Oh, what? Okay, so they don't even actually really swing. They go so far over. Let's watch that. Let go. Did you see? It just snaps back. That's super weird as well. That's a choice. How do I feel? Look, I'm moving. There's no good reason why I was moving. I stopped. Look, yeah, this is a problem. I'm just kind of like trying to gesture. Like, people move their hands. People naturally move their hands. Like, I feel like there needs to be some calibration of this. Because if I'm just talking, like, explaining something and it's still moving me, that's a problem. It's also like, is it? Okay, now it's stopped. I'm just like, what happens if I'm gonna reach for something? There is still that thing of it thinks I'm walking, which means you get to the edge of something and you're trying to reach up and grab and bang. Yeah, I'm super confused by this game because, okay, just to recap, because I realise I've been all over the place with this, and I will play this again. I am actually going to play this again. I'm sort of charmed by it, but also properly annoyed at just how difficult it's been to play it, how difficult it's been to record it and all that kind of stuff. Also, is it just me or is the music as loud as it was? Okay, that's the music volume on 0. Is it just me or can we still hear the music? This is where you find out you can go negative. Ghost Racer. Oh, Ghost Racer's good. Online best run, online random run, personal best run. Oh, I might do that. That's actually nice. Although it raises the question, is it actually going to work? I can't believe I've turned the music volume to 0 and it's done nothing. Yeah, it seems to make no difference. Okay, so yeah, I was going to try and do a little recap, wasn't I? So how do I feel about this game? it managed to piss me off right from the very get-go, because just tabbing away from the window and tabbing back ended up with me off in a completely different room somewhere. I'd started in the calibration screen, but it ended up off in a completely different room for no good reason whatsoever. And even then, when I was in that room, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't interact with the game at all. Had to kill it, ran it up again, similar problem happened, except next time it had decided it calibrated for me, so it didn't throw me in the calibration thing. So it's taken 2 or 3 goes, even to start it up so I can actually record it. I don't like the snap turning. I don't like the fact that you can apparently adjust the music volume, but the music won't stop. I feel that the lack of collision on you know, objects, oh, for goodness sake, I feel the lack of collision is a problem. Snap turning, I've said, right? That's a really bad choice. It's a terrible choice. I also feel that, like, I like the locomotion system. I really like the locomotion system, but I think as a choice, would add stick motion. I realise it misses the point of the game, but this is a VR experience as well, and so I probably as an option would add stick motion, just so people who may not be as mobile as some of us can still have fun with it and still play it. You know, like pushing forwards and backwards to move around, and then doing the climbing and things like, oh, for goodness sake. It, you know, part of the thing with VR for me isn't just the actual aim of the game, it's also the worlds I find myself in. Just actually being in this room and looking around, it's cool. Like, you know, I'd pay good money for a decent, you know, reasonable setup. It's getting old a bit now, but you know, I pay good money for a reasonable setup so I can actually stand in my living room with a computer strapped to my head and look around and be amazed. Even to this day, they're like, oh my god, it actually looks like it's really there. So that's one of the reasons why I buy games, you know, VR games and things like that. So it wouldn't necessarily detract from the playing and everything. I get that it could probably affect the leaderboards and things like that, but then, you know, have leaderboards for assisted gameplay versus non-assisted gameplay, something like that. You know, all those kinds of things are doable. Anyway, that's kind of by the by. But then, having finished that first level, it wasn't obvious how I got back here. It wasn't obvious how I'd finish. It wasn't obvious how long it had taken me. It's not obvious to me right now how I can, like, if I go in here, it's just dropped me in. I can't see my stats. It won't let me see my stats. Let's go home. So I'm trying to go home, it won't let me go home. Maybe that's the home it thinks it's taking me to, so I gotta select hub and then begin. Okay, sort of makes sense, but that's a weird choice because that's not the home I feel I would have been going to. So it looks like I can't actually see my stats for a stage, as far as I can tell. And that best time makes no sense whatsoever. As far as I can see, my best time on stage 1 is 1.67 seconds. I give in. I really do. This could be a good game. This could be a good game. I choose to believe it's going to be a good game. There's the beginnings of a good game here, but it's super frustrating to actually interact with. Dev, if you happen to be watching this, I hope you understand. I'm actually delighted and pleased with what you've got here. I really am. And anything I'm saying that's negative, it's not because, you know, I'm not dunking on your game. I'm really not. It's just like, I'm giving my first impression as a new customer. You know, I literally bought this like an hour, 2 hours ago. And I'm trying to be as honest in my response, you know, in my first impressions as possible. And I think there's a whole bunch of things that can be cleaned up here that would make for an even more enjoyable first experience. But damn, don't make it so hard to record. Why would you do that? Anyway, as I said, I will definitely be back. I will definitely be back. There's how many stages? Okay, 9 stages. Unless this game does something to actually massively annoy me to the point that like I just can't play it. Okay, so home doesn't bring you back here. Home brings you to that bit of the menu, which is again kind of weirdly confusing, but okay. It's a choice, and now I understand the choice, I can roll with that choice. But yeah, there's a lot to play here. There's a lot of game in here. It's just super annoying to interact with. But despite this, I will be back. I will be back, and I'm going to try and do all the levels over the next few weeks. So from this first, I'm massively frustrated, but not annoyed really, dip into Venture's Gauntlet. Is it called Venture's Gauntlet? I can't remember. I did notice that the actual window, the executable associated with the window that I'm recording, I think that had the original name. I can't remember what it was now off the top of my head, but it's just like some kind of generic. Doing it again. Some kind of fairly generic, VR assault course thing. I can't remember what the name is now, which I think is the name that I originally remember and originally wish listed. I'm getting sidetracked again, so I am going to go. So yeah, from this first, and as I say, kind of delighted but massively frustrated dip into Venture's Gauntlet. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.